Hello and welcome to probably shouldn't be recording this because talking to myself is cheaper than therapy. Um, I am Josh Love, your host and professional podcaster that drives. Professional is a strong term, so let me walk that back a little bit. But welcome, episode 13, uh, or 12, 13. I think it's 13. Anywho, this one's going to be more of a serious podcast because with everything going on in the world, it's important that we not lose sight of that. Um, I first want to give everybody some updates. So I got my hearing aid and hearing aids, I guess, and they really do work. It's incredible. Now I know how loud to talk. I no longer mumble, and I'm no longer yelling for no reason. So I highly recommend anybody if they're looking for a cheaper hearing aid. The company is called Audion, and the hearing aids themselves are called the Atom X. And yeah, I give this four and a half to 5 stars. I'm very happy to be able to hear now that and I can hear conversations. I can hear the TV so much better. Funny enough, I was watching TV with my wife and daughter the other day, and they actually had to ask me to turn it up because I could hear it just fine. And that, honestly, I can't tell you how good that felt. Because me, I'm like, can you turn it up? 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 Now, I don't have to be that person. Uh, Also, the really nice thing about hearing aids is if you just don't want to deal with the shit, you don't have to wear them. Especially if you're not completely deaf. Like, I'm pretty deaf, but I'm not fully deaf. So I can still hear if I don't have them in. So, if I'm having a rough day and I just don't want to hear anything, or I don't want to hear all of the noise, I just don't put them in. So, there's that. And then, to me, the more exciting thing is I finally got my GLP-1 medication, and I first things first, I thought it would be really weird and difficult to inject myself. It was not. It was surprisingly easy. Um, and I have noticed already uh, in a difference in my attitude towards food. I I'm no longer starving all the time, so I consistently have to eat. And when I do eat, I don't want any kind of sugary snack or any kind of fast food. Like, I started this on Wednesday. It's Friday. So granted, yes, it's been 2 days. But I haven't thought about fast food. I haven't thought about chocolate. I haven't thought about anything that I normally would eat. And, it's pretty cool. For breakfast, I'm having like protein shakes. And yesterday I could barely finish it because I was already full. And that is such a foreign concept to me. Like, when I have fruit, it actually fills me up. Like, I had a banana, I was good. And for lunch today, I had like a small serving of spaghetti and 2 chicken breasts, and that was enough. And the chicken breasts were small. I guess you could probably consider it maybe one decent sized chicken breast. So, I'm loving it so far. I'm not waking up in the middle of the night to eat. That's the big one for me. I would honestly just wake up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, and crave sugar. And I don't. Granted, yes, it's only been 2 days. but I am already noticing a difference. So you guys will be going along this journey with me. So I think it's going to go well. I got real high hopes, real high hopes. Um, so yeah, that's a little life update. That's going to be uh, the positives in this podcast. Um, so on Thursday, no, maybe it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Same day I got my GLP meds. In Minnesota, a woman was shot and killed uh, by an ICE agent because the ICE agent, the story is that he felt like his life was in danger. Uh, so he shot and killed her. He shot 3 times into this vehicle uh, and murdered this woman. Her name was Renee Goode. She was originally from Colorado and was just had moved to Minnesota. Just had dropped her kids off at school and unfortunately found herself in an area where protests, demonstrations were going on against ICE. And this is just the information I know. It could be different, but this is just what I know. And I'm not going to state any of it as fact other than, like, this is all my opinion. So take of it what you will. And also, if you are a fan of Donald Trump or this administration or ICE agents, you should probably turn this podcast off right now. Granted, with my previous content, I don't think anybody that likes that regime listens, so I think I'm okay. But yeah, if you're going to get offended by me calling out the administration, then you can turn this podcast off because this isn't for you. None of my content is for you. This woman was murdered in broad daylight in front of many people, filmed by many people. There's clear evidence that she was trying to move out of the way. An ICE agent happened to be in front of her car, which you never do as an officer of law. But then again, that circles back to that most of these ICE agents are wannabes playing dress up. You know, they finally get the chance to hold a gun. You know, maybe some of them have the same beliefs as this administration. But Renee Goode was murdered. She was murdered in broad daylight. And immediately, the administration, whether that's J.D. Vance or Kristi Noem, come out and call this woman, a mother of 3, a domestic terrorist because she was simply trying to get out of the way, and a little punk ass in an ICE agent suit, uniform, whatever, shot her 3 times. There's videos that clearly show that he was not in any danger. She was not going to make contact with him. She was going all of maybe 5 miles an hour, and he fucking shot and killed her. Shot her 3 times. I don't know why 3 times was necessary. I don't know why he was even in front of her vehicle to begin with. They are trained to never be in front of a vehicle for safety purposes. It just goes to show you that these people that work for ICE are not trained in anything but how to hold a gun and shoot pepper spray and cover their face because they're little fucking cowards. They're fucking cowards. And because they're cowards, a child, 3 children no longer have a mother. 3 children are now going to have to live with their grandparents because their mom is gone. All for a stupid fucking situation that doesn't need to happen. ICE does not need to be in Minnesota. They say it's for safety purposes and to help with crime. It's all fucking bullshit. The mayor of Minnesota has been outspoken against the regime. Tim Walz, former vice presidential candidate, is from Minnesota. This was ICE being in Minnesota is purposeful. It's targeted. There's no need for ICE to be in Minnesota. There's no need for ICE to be anywhere. ICE does not need to exist. ICE is a bullshit institution. ICE is the worst of the worst. And it's so unfortunate and sad and heartbreaking and anger-inducing that somebody is now dead because a fuck-ass could not follow proper procedure for a situation that doesn't even need to happen because there's this mythical problem with immigration. And I can't fucking stand people's stance on immigration. I will circle back to what I have said multiple times. We all live on stolen land. We all come from immigrants. Every single fucking one of us. And now there's this, people feel emboldened because of this stupid administration that they can talk all they want, say these horrible things about immigrants, say these completely untrue things about immigrants. And it just, I'm at my limit with this kind of stuff, and I encourage everybody to get out there and protest and voice your displeasure. Silence is complicit. You can't let this shit slide. You can't. This administration needs to be gone in the worst way. And I want to go back to election night 2024. It was rigged. It was stolen. Kamala Harris won that election. And because of Trump and Elon Musk and whoever the fuck else is in that administration that did whatever they had to do to make sure that that senile, decrepit piece of shit goes back in the office. And it has been a year from hell for anybody that has a conscience, for anybody that has a heart, and that anybody that has a brain. I have removed quite a few people from my life who think that what's happening now is good. You know, they call out ignorant, they call out all of these things, and it's ignorant. And I call it out, and then they're surprised. I posted a little thing about this on Facebook. I know, I'm at the age where I use Facebook. I posted on Facebook about this incident, and I was very angry. I'm still angry. And my mother, of all people, the woman who legitimately, literally raised me, comments on it and says I should stop caring because it's not worth it. This woman raised me. She knows what kind of person, what kind of man I am. The ability to not care is not even a thing. Like, I'm an empath. I care about humanity. I don't like people, but I care about humanity, if that makes sense. So for my own mother to say, stop caring, it's not worth it, like, almost sent me in a tailspin. You know, and she's going through her own health stuff, and I don't know. I respectfully said, I love you, but what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm not wired that way. She knows that. So, but that's how it is. Like, people have just given up because they feel like there's no point. And I do maybe understand that mindset because we as individuals, like, you feel so small. Like, you feel like you can't affect something this big. Because, like I said, we're all, as individuals, we're just small amounts, small numbers. But you go back and you watch, I believe it is A Bug's Life, where I think it's grasshoppers. The grasshoppers are the villains. And the main villain, voiced by, funny enough, a villain, Kevin Spacey, uh, brings it up that there is so many more ants and small bugs that if they just realized that there's power in numbers, they would be screwed. So that's where I think we all need to get as a society. We have power in numbers. We can affect change. I mean, not to go back to what happened with George Floyd when he was murdered, but I mean, look what happened. Those officers got arrested. Officers got thrown in jail for a long time. And I feel like the same thing can happen with this guy who shot and killed Renee Goode. Uh, we can't be silent anymore. We have to be angry. We have to be smart, but we have to be angry. No more, uh, no more sweeping it under the rug. No more. Well, it's not just. It's not. It doesn't affect me, so why should I care? That is the lamest fucking shit. I hate that fucking attitude. No, it's not me. It's not happening to me, so why do I care? Because it's not right. Ugh. I I worry about this country making it through another 3 years of this man. It is. We are approaching just a year. He's only been in office for a fucking year, and this has been. I mean, the worst year in many people's lives, myself included. I only started getting my shit together at the very end of the year, and I don't know. It's a common sentiment that 2025 is one of the worst years ever for a lot of people. People's mental health is not doing good right now. And the only thing that's going to help is if he's not in office anymore. Um, because I am a firm believer that once he's out, the MAGA movement will die. He is a silver-tongued, orange fuckhead. Whatever he says, these people buy hook, line, and sinker, and they will follow him to acting like a literal demon. Like, the stuff that they're doing is awful to U.S. citizens. For the most part, they don't even care. And nobody in Congress is stepping up. Nobody's stepping up. And that might be the most frustrating part, is that nobody is making an effort to stop him, at least not publicly. Who knows what's going on privately and behind the scenes? But as an American man, this is not the country I want to live in. And I'm not saying that Kamala would have this country in a better spot, but I guarantee you we would not be where we were if she was in office. I proudly voted for her, and I would vote for her again. And not just because she's not Donald Trump. I don't know, man. This country's in for a hell of a next 3 years, and I just hope that we can all come together, become stronger, um, fight the battles smartly and make change. But I mean, I truly believe 2026 midterms, the House is going to flip back to Democratic and possibly even the Senate. And at that point, Trump will get nothing done. And that's, you know, that's what we have to kind of hope for. And it's sad that that has to be at the end of the year where, you know, we can maybe finally see some changes at the end of 2026. And I'm I'm hopeful, but I'm not counting on anything. So I got to make sure that I maintain my mental health. Everybody else should do the same. You know, and if that means turning off the news every once in a while, I totally fucking get it. I do that too. I put myself on timeout from social media at least once during the weekend where I don't look at it for like the whole day. You know, and it does help. It does help. So I mean, I think we gotta fight the good fight. Keep making our displeasure known about this fucking administration and anything else that's going on. But also make sure you take some time for yourself, because it is enough to make you go mad and want to scream and cry and hit. I just, we are, you know what? We're gonna be okay. It just might take a little time to get there, but we're gonna be okay. I just know that we can't ever get back to this ever again. Everything in this world is cyclical. It all starts someplace and it goes around and it ends up back at the same place. We can never, ever, ever as a country end up back here. It is completely unacceptable that we are even in this position right now. And yeah, so that's my stance on what's happening in the world, in the U.S. right now. Very much heartbroken for Renee Goode's family and her kids. There was a picture of her car. The windows had been shot out. There's blood all over the airbag. There's, you know, her kids' toys are coming out of her glove compartment. Like, and that's a jarring image to see. All because a little punk bitch in a uniform took her life with his own hands. It's heartbreaking. So I'm 2026 is going to be. We need to make it a year that we're building towards change, and then when the elections happen at the end of the year, that change comes to fruition. The House flips, the Senate flips, and there's no longer this blemish in our country. He has turned, Trump and his regime have turned this into a third world country. I highly encourage anybody who's looking to travel here, don't stay away. It is not worth it. Come back when all of this is gone and Trump is in the rear view mirror. You know, and all of these people that are working for ICE right now are under arrest and getting thrown in jail. But just stay away for your safety. And I understand other countries aren't letting people from the U.S. in because of this administration. He has stained everybody with his stink. Ain't that some shit? Well, guys, I apologize for the tone of this message, but I could not sit by and not talk about the awful thing that happened a couple days ago. Rest in peace to Renee Goode. Um, she didn't deserve this. Nobody that has to deal with ICE deserves any of what they're having to deal with. We have to be better. We have to be better as a country. We can't be so callous. We can't be so cold. I've said it many times. I don't like people. That doesn't mean I want anything negative to happen to them. I want people to be happy. I want people to have a good life. I want people to not struggle. I want people to not have their mother, father, brother, sister, son, daughter get ripped away from them under the guise of immigration when it's really just racism. Racism is so much more prevalent than it ever needs to be in the year 2026. It's yeah. So I will end this as I always do. Wherever you go, go with love. I love you guys. I'll see you later.